Hey folks, guess who's still alive? It's me, Jessica. I have been away, recovering from surgery. I am still recovering from surgery. Everything hurts. I'm very tired, and probably should be recording this right now. But a lot of people have been asking me about the new event, so I figured I'd do a quick vid. And also, this helps keep me sane because I've been cooped up alone, just kind of stewing in everything for the last, I don't know how long. So yes, dear viewer, keep me company. I am more than glad to speak to you and do a video. So no rain, no rainbow. This event is pretty straightforward, except for once you finish the story, you unlock these things called tackle drills. These are very specific challenges that give you a pre-made set of characters. Your grid doesn't matter, and you have to do very specific challenges with those characters. They're for the most part pretty straightforward, but there's one in particular I've noticed a lot of people having trouble with, so I'm going to do a video on it. And that's Elite Tackle Drill number 2, the skill damage one. So, just to preface this, all these are totally doable no matter what grid you have, no matter what character you have, because they give you all the tools you need to do them. So definitely don't feel like you aren't in a position to do them, because you are. You just need to basically read the skills. that's the pro tip. Most of these will have specific challenges that require you to use skills in a certain order or a certain timing for them to work. So the skill damage one, here we go. Oh, I'm so tired. Okay, so let's read through the skills first, and then I'll walk you through what the actual fight looks like. The challenge is to do 150,000 or more skill damage one turn. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but you've got no grid or elemental advantage for the most part, so this is actually going to be a little bit tricky. You're going to have to do a very specific sequence of skills with a specific timing in order to beat this, and I will show you the way. Also, note at the bottom it shows you how many turns you have left. You have 6 turns. So let's read the skills. Alec has a fire nuke. Nothing really important to note there. Has a light nuke. This is important to note that it is light. We'll get back to that in a second. And it has a self skill damage buff, and it stacks, and it's a 1-turn cooldown. So we're going to try and cast this as many turns as possible to get his skill damage as high as possible before we try and go off, if you will, and kill the boss. Albert has a light and fire damage nuke, but it also gives a hit to the boss's light defense. That's very important, because it will increase the amount of damage from other light attacks. Speaking of other light attacks, Electron Blade is a delay, but it's also a light attack. And remember, Alec had a light attack as well. And here's another important one. Lightning Burst, 1000% boost to next skill's damage. Electrify effect to a caster. The trick here is Electrify paralyzes Albert. So the turn you cast this, you won't be able to do anything, because he'll be paralyzed. So you want to cast this a turn before you want to actually go off all your skills. Dark Dragoon Forte. It doesn't say this here, and if you don't have her character, you probably don't know this, but she's got a sub skill that gives her more attack the more turns the fight has gone on. I believe it caps at 10 turns, but we only have 6 turns, so just know that the longer you drag this out, the more she's going to do. She can buff Dark Attack, and then crit and double attack rate. Not really relevant. We're just going to use the skills, but those aren't super relevant. And then her nuke is Blackworm Lash, which is a pretty big nuke. Big thing to know about, though, is if you look at her charge attack, next Blackworm Lash activates twice. And you're going to need both of those in order to actually hit the damage requirement. So the plan is we're going to activate Alex's self-buff as many times as possible before we go off. The turn before we go off, we're going to try to activate Lightning Burst on Albert. And also sometime before we go off, we need to Oogie or Charge Attack with Forte in order to get Blackworm Lash to activate twice. So, let's put it in practice. Let's start off. We are going to self-buff Alec. And then we are just going to boop the boss. 5 turns remaining. Self-buff Alec. Boop the boss. Forte is not quite ready to oob yet. Self buff Alex. Boop the boss one more time. Okay. 3 turns left. Go ahead and self buff Alec. Now just do Electron Blade now. Or not Electron Blade, Lightning Burst now. And see, we'll paralyze him, so he's paralyzed. Can't do anything. And then we will charge attack Forte. Probably could have just waited one more turn, but this should be enough damage. Okay, so now we are all prepped to go off. So first things first, you guessed it, buffing Alec. Now we're going to buff everyone Forte's buff. And now we're going to go ahead and light defense down the boss. And it's going to do a lot of damage because of Lightning Burst. Then we're going to hit it with Delay, which is a light damage attack. And then we're going to hit it with Fire from Alec, and then Light from Alec, which will get a buff. And then Forte will finish things out with her double Blackworm Lash. Hopefully. Got her! Him, it, them, robot thing. Got him! That's how you do it. Very specific skill order. I could have waited another turn, probably and been fine. But yeah, very specific skill order, so keep that in mind. Read what the skills do, and then try and push the envelope on how many turns you can keep those buffs going. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, hopefully this is helpful. If you have any questions about this or any of the other ones, let me know in the comments. I might do another video covering all of them, I'm not sure yet. They seem fairly self-explanatory except for this one. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for coming out. Bye!